are we supposed to retire? Because my whole damn check goes to gas, groceries, daycare, and my damn utilities. And my whole check is gone. How the hell am I supposed to retire when the prices look like this? I'm supposed to work until I die? And the older generation, they had it easy. They really did have it easy because at least you could retire. And you didn't even work, your husband worked, you got to stay home with your kids. Somebody need to save us because there is no way we about to retire at the ripe age of 65. We not. We're going to be working till we 98. And, we're still probably going to be in debt. What happened to the American dream? It turned into the American scheme. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. I want to scream. Ah! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm tired of this shit. The way these gas prices are, we're going to be sitting at home.
Sound the alarm, folks. Somebody else complaining about the prices and their inability to be able to retire, man. We've seen this same song and dance over and over and over again, but we do have to talk about it today. I'm going to give you my thoughts, but while I'm doing that, get in the comment section, please. Let me know your thoughts. Don't crash out on her. Don't go crazy on her in the comments. We're thrivers. We like to keep it positive over here, so that's all I ask when you get in the comment section. Now, we're back with a new episode of the Daily Alarm, and we have yet another individual this time around. They're complaining about their inability to be able to retire. Now, there's no doubt that retirement and having enough money when you retire is definitely going to be a challenge for a lot of people in today's day and age. And I'm going to tell you like this. You got two choices. You can either complain or you can thrive. If you're over here on this channel, we're not complainers. We're thrivers. And I'm going to give you the solution. If you're a person like this young woman and you're like, yo, I don't know how I'm going to be able to retire. All my money is gone. I'm spending it on utilities and daycare and rent and bills and all of that type of stuff. And you like, yo, you need to make some more money. You need to get yourself out of debt and out of these crazy situations so that you're not struggling financially, right? Well, I'm gonna tell you this. You need to turn your finger around from pointing it out at the government, at the prices, and you need to point it at yourself. The reason why you need to point it at yourself is because you are the only person that is going to be able to change your situation. The government is not coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you. And until you recognize that it's all on you, you are going to continue to struggle and want to come on and crash out and scream like this lady. So let me explain. What is the solution? The problem, first and foremost, and it's tied to the solution, is it's a skill gap. If you are struggling financially, it's because you lack the skills to be able to make enough money so that gas prices and food prices and rent prices and everything that you got to pay is not burdensome for you. So this is where most people struggle. They like the comfort zone of doing the same thing that they've been doing. And unfortunately, if you continue doing the same thing, it's not even going to just continue to get you the same results. We're finding that as this financial climate continues to change and shift, it is putting people in a worse position, meaning staying still, continuing to do what you've been doing, your status quo, your comfort zone is actually going to put you in a worse position than it would have in times past. That means that, again, it is on you to make a positive change. And the way you change it is you have to identify skills either that you already have or money-making skills that you need to start developing so that you can close that skill gap between your ability to make enough money to not just cover your bills, but to be able to thrive, have the ability to cover your bills with ease, be able to invest, be able to save, and be able to enjoy your life. That is an opportunity and that is a lifestyle that is available to every person. But most people are not taking advantage of it because they much rather complain and stay where it's comfortable. But guess what? You're going to have to make a sacrifice. You're going to have to be willing to not do what's comfortable in order to change your situation. This, again, is a principle that we've talked about previously, which is learn helplessness, where people look at the situation that they're currently in and they just accept that there's nothing that they can do to change it. It's just is what it is, and that's what it's going to be. But no, you've adopted that mindset, but the same way you adopted that mindset, you can change it. And she went on and she was talking about how the earlier generations, everything was easier for them. They could retire and, the women working at home and all of this stuff was just easier. And it's a load of crap. The only difference between earlier generations and this generations when it comes to our financial situation is they weren't drowning in debt. Like the biggest issue that a lot of people face today, why they are struggling so much financially, is first and foremost because a lot of people are in debt. It is debt that is crippling you, not the country, not the economy. It is debt. And your own irresponsible spending is why a lot of people are struggling today. They don't know how to properly manage their money. Many cases, they don't even have a budget and their spending is out of control. On top of that, they have a mountain of debt, whether that's student loan debt or making dumb choices like buying expensive cars that they can't afford, running up bills on credit cards so that they can go on trips and do all of these things that are above the means that they are able to live at in the current season in which they made those silly purchases. At the end of the day, debt is your real enemy, not the government or anything like that. What you need to be trying to do is defeat all of that debt that's holding you back. Now, I will say this, a lot of people went into debt, especially with student loans, because we didn't have the financial literacy that we needed in order to avoid making those mistakes. But the beautiful thing about it, again, is that we live in a country where there are numerous opportunities for us to do what I talked about before. Develop skills that can increase our ability to make income and money. And when you do that, it puts you in a position to be able to pay off of those debts and eventually become debt free. But again, that's on you. You have to be willing to develop the skills so you can make more money. You have to then, once you're making more money, manage it properly, have a budget, live within your means or honestly below your means until you're able to get rid of all of that debt. And none of that is going to be possible unless you recognize and you acknowledge the fact that nobody is coming to save you. So when you accept that, that is how you can solve the situation that we see that's so prevalent amongst a lot of people today, especially here in America. That's my take. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to share if you haven't already. This was the Daily Alarm. I'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay blessed.